Hello and welcome back to the top 85 games for the BBC Micro Video Countdown series. In at number 17, it's Boffin. This was released in 1985 by Addictive Games, and it was developed by a young Paul O'Malley. It's a thoroughly original platformer for the Beeb and also the Acorn Electron. Technically there are two versions. We're going to be looking at what I consider to be the definitive or original version of Boffin, but Boffin 2, which is very similar in gameplay, had slightly blockier graphics, was also available on the Electron. The original Boffin with its high-res graphics sadly only available on the Beeb. But this is a BBC Micro Video Countdown series, so that's the one we're going to be focusing on. Now, I'm going to issue a warning ahead of this review. If you are an arachnophobe, and I consider myself amongst your number to be fair, beware. This game contains some hidden surprises. But we shall see more of that as we dive in. Okay, so let's start it up. There we are. Now, you'll already notice a rather unusual control there, raise and lower umbrella, in addition to the left, right and jump. That is one of the rather peculiarities of Boffin itself. It is an eccentric game, and that umbrella is a big part of the game dynamic. There we are, there's Paul O'Malley there, Addictive Games 1985. Brilliant bouncing boffins. And here we go into Cave 1. So this is the game, and this is our character. This is the Boffin. And you can already tell this is a very intriguing game. And it's a sort of puzzle platformer, which, as I've probably mentioned before on this series, one of my favourite, if not my most favourite genre of game for the Beeb, which is why Boffin has come in at this level. The aim of the game is to collect those horseshoes. You can collect a few of the other bits and pieces of equipment, the petri dishes and that Bunsen burner we just saw there, using your umbrella. You must avoid the barbed wire. And then when you've collected all of the horseshoes, you bump into the owl, and that's the end of the level. Now, you mustn't touch the owl before you've collected all the horseshoes, because that spells death for Boffin. But you have a fairly generous 5 lives to start with. There's a timer up in the top right there, so you do have to finish the level within the time. The main reason for the umbrella is that Boffin has a very limited range of falling, so similar to games like Blagger. But unlike Blagger, the umbrella can save you from falling too quickly, and if you employ the umbrella at the right time, then you won't die. So the first couple of levels fairly straightforward, as we've seen. Now we start to see some more intriguing aspects of Boffin, including this trampoline here. So using the trampoline, we can propel Boffin higher up the screen, and then collect the horseshoe. And we need to obviously collect a few other bits and pieces here. Obviously, if you do collect things like the petri dishes, it gives you more points, so it's definitely in your favour to do that. But you have to be careful with these trampolines that if you jump off them from too great a height onto a non-trampolining surface, you can end up dying. So, you do need to keep employing that umbrella. I'm going to jump up here. And I mean, already after these first couple of levels, you can see that it really is a very, very engaging game. I was drawn into this game as a child purely on the basis of the character and the graphics and the rather charming little sound effects. It's just really, really fun. And the first few levels aren't too challenging either, so it does give you a sparing chance to get a little bit of progress into the game. And there we are. We've completed the 3rd cavern. And it is at this point that I would urge viewers to beware. Because there... amply demonstrated instant death from the spider. Now that spider, as you will notice, is stationary at this time. But as I draw into his line of sight, or her line of sight probably, being a big spider, it moves! Oh my goodness, it moves! And in that terrible, jerky fashion with horrible sound effects as well. Oh dear. I didn't manage to escape the spider in time there, so we'll try that again. But, I mean, of all of the villains in BBC Micro games, I have to say that that spider is probably one of my least favourite, and therefore one of the very best. It genuinely fills you with a sense of, well, horror and panic when it starts bounding across the screen like that with its 8 legs. It's very, very cleverly animated. The jerkiness of it really adds to the effect. But we have managed to evade the spider on this occasion, which means that we can now exit the level quite safely by bouncing high enough to engage with the guardian owl. And that completes level 4. Into cave 5 now, with a bit of a change of colour scheme as well. You will see colour scheme changes throughout the game. I do like this little sort of descent with the umbrella there. It's great fun. Now, as a child, I always felt like the fact that you could actually touch the score board at the bottom there was almost felt like something that you shouldn't be allowed to do. Something kind of naughty about it, really. I mean, the game is designed that way, of course, but yes, it felt like you were sort of touching the edges of the gaming world by being able to touch the scoreboard there. Now, I'm possibly making this look a little easier than it actually is in practice. Trying to sort of gauge these jumps at the right level takes a bit of practice and a bit of bravery as well to plummet down. It's only because the owl is there and that's the last of the horseshoes that I'm able to do that. Obviously, if I tried doing that too soon, that would have been death again. Now, this level features another creature, but this creature is a friendly creature, unlike the spider. This is the Manta bat, some sort of bizarre genetic combo of a manta ray and a bat. And as we shall see, the manta ray is a helpful friend to our Boffin. Just notice, by the way, that on his belt, I mean, this is long before the days of the mobile phone, but it does rather look like he's got a little one of those little mobile phone belt attachments that uncles of ours have been known to sport. But he is a Boffin after all. Now, I need to figure out how to get past this. I don't know if I can actually engage the trampoline in the right way to be able to jump out of this space. Do you love that little comical ba-boom sound as he hits his head on the top? No, I think I'm going to need to either try in this direction, possibly. I think I might have to go back to where I was before. As I say, the positioning of the jumps and your position on the trampoline, a bit bumping my head there, it makes all the difference. Now, if we just time it, there we go, and deploy the umbrella. And now we get to meet our friend, the Manta bat. So, if you stand in the middle, he starts to fly, very much sort of like reminiscent of Pod, I always think. But once you jump off him, that's it, he disappears and flies away. So you only get one shot at using the Manta bat. But I've got all my horseshoes now, which means if I don't bump my head on the bottom of the owl, I should be able to exit the cave. Just a little bit closer. There we go. And we're through to cave 7. There's another manta bat down there. I'm not sure if I necessarily want to use it straight away, so just carefully deploy the umbrella and claim some of these horseshoes over here first. As I said, once you've, or indeed as you've already seen, once you leave the manta bat, it disappears. So you have to be sure that you want to use it at the right time, otherwise you can't get it back. Alright, so let's try. Just need to make sure I'm in the right position to jump. Oh dear, I didn't time that well. Well, I'm not going to be able to complete the level, so it's onto the barbed wire, and we'll try that one again. Let's come down here. Oh, no. There we are. I think it's funny how those petri dishes almost sound like they're exploding when he collects them. I think in the instructions it suggests that you're not actually collecting them, but you're sort of destroying the equipment. I'm not entirely sure why. I'm not sure it's actually specified what it is that Boffin is trying to achieve in the game. I believe the horseshoes are considered unlucky horseshoes because they're upside down. That's possibly why he has to clear them before he can engage with the owl. Alright, let's try that again. Oh no. I think what I'm doing wrong there is I'm being too cautious. Love his eye roll. I'm being too cautious with the old umbrella there. I think if I jump correctly off of the Manta bat, it's not too long a fall, and I don't need the umbrella, because the thing with putting the umbrella up is it actually changes ever so slightly the position of Boffin. It causes him to go ever so slightly to the left or to the right, depending on what angle you activate the umbrella. So I think if I don't use the umbrella, then I should be able to make the jump. There we go. Let's claim that horseshoe. Now I need to be careful not to start off the Manta bat straight away, because I need to claim that horseshoe that's underneath the owl over there. So that was pretty close. Now I need to be able to jump onto his wing. There we go. Claim that horseshoe. I don't think it actually technically matters which way round I am on the bat. I think I can still jump left or right. So let's try. There we go. And I think the next level plunges us into darkness, if I remember correctly. Cave 8. Oh no, we're still with the green colour scheme at the moment. Maybe it's the level after this one. Anyway, let's see what we need to do here. So I think we probably need to deal with the stuff on the sort of left-hand side first. So let's go up this way, I think. Need to take the old Manta bat all the way up to the top. And hopefully, once we get up here, there we are. Excellent. Now I can jump over here, claim that with my umbrella. Claim that one. Just need to be careful. That's it. There we go. Now the next thing to do is get the right kind of jump. Now with this jump, you basically need to get him to go into a sort of head bumping mode, which speeds him up a bit, as you can see. And then if you release, that gives him the necessary climbing power to make it up to the top. So if we go around this way, not that it technically matters which way around I'm facing, of course, but looks better if I go that way around. Didn't quite manage to catch the Bunsen on the way down, but that's okay. I'm trying to remember, can I go? I think I can go that way, but it's probably easier if I just use the trampoline. Just trampoline myself into the owl. Oh, well, helps if I line myself up. There we go. Oh, maybe an extra bounce. And into the owl. Not something you say very often. Now I think this must be the level where we go into... Yes, oh my goodness me! What a way to start! Okay, well we've done it though, we've done it. Oh, there we are. Whew, I don't usually manage to do that on the first attempt because I'm usually so shocked by the rampant spider that it puts me off a bit, but yeah, managed to do it there, so that's not too shabby. I do like the darkness effect. That the only thing you can see of Boffin is his eyes, because it's clearly a dark cavern. We just need to get that last one up there. I think if I jump and deploy the old umbrella, should be able to catch it. Oh no! Now you see that results from putting the umbrella up next to the wall. It doesn't let you do it. Oh no, you see that's what normally happens on this level. I don't quite time my jump properly and yep, there we go again. Well, this could be the end of the review at this stage. If I don't manage to... Oh no. Oh dear. Come on. Let's try it. Come on, just cross. Oh, wow. Too preoccupied with evading the spider. I didn't catch the blooming horseshoe. Well, I don't think... I have a nasty feeling that you can't actually jump up from the left-hand side in order to get that last remaining horseshoe there. But I will try, in the interests of perseverance, if nothing else. But I have a nasty suspicion I'll need to commit suicide on this level. Now, that's what I was supposed to have done last time around, but singularly failed to do so. As I say, I don't think we can clear this jump from this angle, because if I try to jump, no. I really don't think I can do it. I'm probably going to have to just face the face reality here that this is not doable from this angle. No. Okay, well, there's only one thing for it. At this point in a round of Boffin, you just have to give in and commit suicide. So I will engage with the owl. Oh, well, it might help if I lined my jump up properly. I will engage with the owl, which, given that I don't have all the horseshoes, means that I will unfortunately die. Not sure if that was the owl or the spider there. Right, come on. There we go, and down the other side. Alright, now if I don't mess up the final horseshoe, that should be us done with this level. Just as well I've managed to accumulate a fair number of lives before reaching this level, so I've wasted quite a lot of them so far. I mean, that spider though, just reflecting, I mean, the design of it is spectacular really. I mean, players of Boffin all agree that it is probably the best thing about the game, and also the scariest aspect of it. I mean, playing this as a child, I was genuinely afraid of that thing. I didn't like the way it moved, and particularly on levels like this one where you've got no choice and you're just sort of plunged in at the start. It really is very unpleasant. Now, I need to try to avoid repeating the mistake I made last time. You need to claim it without... No, hang on. I think what I did wrong is I tried to get it whilst jumping across towards the wall. So if I don't do that, then it should be okay. Just need to pretty sure if I just deploy the umbrella, I think that's how I did it on the last attempt when I missed the first horseshoe. There we go. You see, the umbrella is multi-purpose. It's not just saving him from doom, but it's also useful for collecting equipment as well. But anyway, we've done what we need to do here. So, oh, hang on, I'm going to line that up properly. No, I don't think I've done it properly here, have I? No. Right, here we go. This should be our final engagement. And that's the level clear. So on to Cave 10 now, still in darkness, and another spider. But a couple of Manta bats as well, so some friends as well as enemies. There we go. Deploy the Manta bat. Oh, this spider's horrible. It doesn't even need to see you. It just starts moving because you've moved from the left to the right. Nasty business. As I say, the back portion of it looks a little bit like a wasp. Very menacing. Right, now if we just I think we can use the Manta bat at this point. Yes, I think we should use it. We should definitely use it. I think the trick with this level is collecting those horseshoes in a sufficiently well-planned jump that avoids hitting the spider, which is going to be a challenge, of course. I've got 6 lives, so should have a little bit of time to spare here. Right, I've got the first one. Now, I think you have to basically do it in an arc. You have to arc around and then land on the spider's back. See, it's only its head that's technically a problem. See? You can land on his back, but I've failed to collect the horseshoe. So I don't really have any choice here. This is the only safe position on the spider, so yeah, I think I'm just going to have to give in. It's really menacing how the spider's legs open up as you touch it as well. Whoa. Oh, look at it go. Oh, it's so jerky motion. I appreciate not everyone viewing this video necessarily is filled with dread at the sight of a spider. I'm sure there are some spider lovers out there as well, so apologies if that's you watching. Oh, what did I do there? I didn't even put my umbrella up. Too busy talking about spiders. But really, even after all this time, you know, I mean, I know what to expect as well. I've played this game enough to know, but it doesn't make it any easier when that thing starts moving. Right. So a gentle descent, and we'll just climb onto the Manta bat. A gentle ascent here. Sort of posed in contrast to most platformers of its day. Boffin in general, I wouldn't say it's true for every level necessarily, but in general it tends to work on a sort of from the top down to the bottom in terms of a way that you complete the game, which is very distinct from games like Donkey Kong and other platformers, which basically see you going from the bottom to the top. Not to mention, of course, the umbrella, which is very unique to Boffin. Right, now if I just... Oh, there we go. And we're clear. And that is how you complete the cave. Rack up a few points there and into cave 11. Ah, now we're back to the original colour scheme now. So, let's see how we get on here. Now this is a I was going to say a deceptively tricky level, although I didn't really exemplify that by jumping onto the barbed wire. Now the reason I say that is because you have to get those horseshoes first, because if you fall off that little ledge there, or in the middle of the screen, you can't get back up it. Oh, landed on the barbed wire again. But you do have to get that horseshoe first, because if you don't, you won't be able to complete the level. But it then makes it quite hard to get back onto the trampoline again without touching that little exposed area of barbed wire. So, oh, I've done it again. But, you know, seeing his little eyes rolling around in his head is always very entertaining. Sorry, Boffin. But you do have a very humorous method of dying, has to be said. I just need to jump... Oh, dear. I'm hitting his head a lot at the moment. How do we I need to squeeze out of here without... Oh, no, I've done it again. Well, not doing a very good job of showing how this level works, so I'll at least demonstrate why it is that you can't go all the way along here, because if you do, there's no way back. So we will show willing, at least, and attempt to get what we can from this level. I will just jump over here. There we go. Managed to get that horseshoe. Might as well claim the old Bunsen burner as well. If nothing else, it helps with my score, even if I don't manage to get out of the level. So that's claimed that one. And yes, you see, the problem here is that from this position, it's not possible to jump over to the other side. You'd think it would be, but it's not. It kind of looks like it should be, but it's an optical illusion because the castle platform or turret on the left-hand side is ever so slightly higher than the one on the right-hand side, which means that while you can technically access it from the right, you can't from the left. And because I've fallen off this little step here, Boffin is not able, despite his brains, he's not able to clear the passageway. So it is with regret that I'm going to have to meet with the owl too early, and that is the end of Boffin, and it's game over. But I've made it into the top of the brilliant bouncing Boffins, so it's not all bad. And we managed to see a fair few caverns there. Not quite all 20, but at least halfway through. So that is Boffin. As I say, thoroughly original, thoroughly excellent, really good fun. Definitely a platform game that is up there with some of the very best in the 8-bit world. And an outstanding game for the BBC Micro and the Acorn Electron. If you've not played it before, do give it a go. Hope you've enjoyed that review, and I hope you'll join me for the next review in the series. And until then, goodbye.